Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Strap yourselves in. We are here for the Global iRacing League's Indycar Series. This is round 5 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is the road course, as you can see on the screen at the moment. So we welcome everybody. This is the Dolby Racing team. My name is Mark Michaels, and I have to say a big shout out to Peter Gretton, who's behind the scenes here. So a big shout out to you, mate. Thank you very much. But yes, we are here for round 5 at this beautiful Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We are 16 minutes and 51 seconds and counting into this half-an-hour open qualifying session. Now, for this qualifying session, they certainly cannot use their push-to-pass button, so they will be utilising the draft of other cars to try and get that quick time around this beautiful circuit. We'll have a bit of a look now at some of the drivers and what their lap times are, and Colby Cohen is on top with a 1 minute 12.32 at this stage. We've got Jai Schultz with a 1 minute 12.51. Scotty Rankin with a 1 minute 12.59, which he has just posted. Dimitri Agathos is sitting in 4th at the moment with a 1 minute 12.70. And Darren McKenzie rounds out the top 5 at this stage, 1 minute 12.76. So I'm Mark Michaels, I'm from the Dolby Racing team, and we are coming live from this beautiful Indianapolis Motor Speedway circuit. This is the street circuit, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see, we are in open qualifying. 18 minutes and 12 seconds down. Just like to take a little bit of time to thank all the drivers for turning up tonight. This is a good field. We do have 20 cars in this field tonight, so it's going to be a lot of very close and fast racing. As you can see by the lap times, there's certainly nothing in it. We have literally tenths in this magnificent field. Colby's still on top at the moment, so we might just see if he's on circuit at this stage and see how Colby's travelling around the track. There he is, number 25 in that beautiful Superflow livery. Doing the job at the moment, holding the top spot. But there's 19 other cars in this field that certainly want to grab that off him as he goes into the pits. We'll see if he's done enough to hold that top spot. But second place man at the moment, Jai Schultz. Looks like he might regain the title as the better Schultz. But we'll see how this race pans out. So they will start on 75% of fuel load for the race. They've got 2 choices of tyres, so they certainly have to be very careful how they go with that. They do have a primary set and an alternate set, and they both have very different characteristics, so I've been told. Cars will be required to do a 2-stop strategy within this race. And they will only have 10 push-to-passes, so only 10. There's none in open qualifying, so they have to utilise that draft, but they do have 10 in the race coming up. So Colby's still on top at the moment. Jai certainly chasing hard. There's nothing in it. Only 0.2 of a second. See Scotty Rankin, last round's winner, round 4. Oh, sorry. He was the oval winner. Certainly a master of the oval, Scotty Rankin. Street circuit is putting him to the test tonight, but he's done a fantastic time. 1 minute 12.59, sitting in 3rd position. So good to see those beautiful liveries out there. Fantastic colours. But Colby doing the job at the moment as we watch Scotty Rankin trying to utilise that draft. So it'd be very interesting to see what sort of a lap time he does pull. See if he can get those vital tenths of a second to push himself up the ranks. And I'm sure that's what he's trying to do. So great images here of these beautiful Indy cars. Jai Schultz just coming out of pits now, or is he pulling over? Jai Schultz has just done the fastest lap, a 1 minute 12.28. So look out, everybody. Absolute cracker of a lap. It's only 4 100ths of a second, so not a lot in it at all. And I'm just wondering if he got a good toe at a certain point of the track to gain that time. But looks like Colby will have to come out of the pits now if he wants to gain that top spot. He certainly has. He's back on the track. Be interesting to see how he responds. But that beautiful Superflow livery car reminds you of Days of Thunder, Cole Trickle. But we'll see what sort of a lap time he can do. And the Global iRacing League is not only for Indy cars, but it's NASCAR and the V8 supercars. So certainly look on the Global iRacing League website and Discord channels and get all your latest information there about all the series that they do have on offer. I'm sure they've got something there for you, or they can steer you in the right direction if your taste is a little bit different. So certainly look them up, Global iRacing Leagues. They're on Facebook and Discord. And we're with Dimitri Agathos at the moment. He's done a 1 minute 12.70. Oh. And we do have Hayden run a little bit wide there, and Dimitri follows in sympathy. So we'll see if Dimitri can better his time of a 1 minute 12.7. So they do have to look after their tyres a little bit. They do have to make sure that they've got enough rubber for the race ahead. So great to see a little bit of a mix-up in the IndyCar series with limited tyres and no push to pass for qualifying. So that's really great to see. And they've posted some extremely fast lap times. We were in open practice earlier today, and they were pushing lap times like that a little bit quicker with the push to pass, but certainly not by much. And it really shows how much of a master or a pilot these people are to punt these insane monsters around this track. So it's good to get on the oval. The drivers do get a bit of a rest, and then they head into the technical section of the infield of this track, which does turn it into a road circuit. So a very nice and tricky track for the drivers. Certainly they do have to watch their rear wheel spin. And as we see a car just run off there. Whoop. And we have another car around right in front of Scott Rankin. And that was Ash Davis replay there. Just put it around a little bit. Bit unfortunate. You do get on the power a little bit too hard in these cars. They are unforgiving. So you do have to be quite gentle and tender with the throttle. Be precise with the steering. And do the dance with this beautiful Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And this is the road course. So we are with Sam Katakut. Oh, see, I nailed it all day, and first time I say it live, I absolutely mess it up. So apologies, Sam. Sam Katakoutsanos, sorry about that, mate. We're watching him on the track at the moment, but it's always putting the commentator's curse on yourself there when you've you've nailed it, and then you do the Furby the first time on live air. So there you go. We're all human, but we're watching Sam at the moment, and I can't do nothing but chuckle just a little bit. But Sam is just he's posted a 1 minute 14.35, a best of 1 minute 13.87. Sitting in 15th at the moment in that beautiful 968 car, and it does prove that this circuit can bite, and bite very hard. But it looks like he's getting it around the track very nicely, keeping it nice and straight, very gentle on the throttle. But you do want to maintain that speed, so it's a very fine balance. But yes, if you do ever get the opportunity to drive one of these cars, I certainly recommend it just for a bit of fun. Have a few test laps. So no, look, these are fantastic cars. If you do want to have a bit of a punt, get on that Global iRacing League and see when the next practice session is on, and give it a go. So don't be scared. Certainly all levels in this field. So if you're new to Indy cars, give it a crack. All it takes is a bit of hard work and practice, and you'll be up to speed in no time. But an absolute thrill rush. We're with Tom Pritchard now. He's just posted a 1 minute 13.47, a little bit off his best of a 1 minute 13.04. But sitting in the top 10, currently running 9th and doing a fantastic job in that number 6 car. So we'll certainly talk about the next round, and it is back here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for round 6. But it is the Indy 300 and it is the oval. So a bit of oval racing next week. And as Sebastian goes off, and that's game over for the front spoiler. We're with Ash Davies now, but yeah, certainly round 6 back at this beautiful circuit as Ash goes straight, and that's another nose cone. With Jaden Edmonds now in that beautiful 99 car. He has posted his fastest lap, 1 minute 12.84. It has put him in the 8th spot, so sitting nicely in the top 10. And I'm sure with a few more laps he's going to improve on that time. We did have a car stop there at turn 1. I'd say that would have been a little bit hairy for Jaden, just seeing a car just sitting there, but luckily off the racing line, and but very close to the apex. I must say the drivers here have been absolutely fantastic with their courtesy for other drivers. So fantastic lead to come and give a go. So do check out that Global iRacing League's Facebook page and Discord channel. They organise practices and everything like that. So give these beasts a go. It's a lot of fun. Oh, slip and slide, and a bit of a handful on the limit. As Mr. Schultz is trying to catch who looks like he's the better Schultz at the moment. So posted a 1 minute 12, so fantastic time by Jai. Qualifying is over. Pole position to Jai Schultz with a 1 minute 12.28, so fantastic time, and well done to him. Colby Cohen, 1 minute 12.32, only 4/100ths of a second off, so very close at the front. Scott Rankin, a 1 minute 12.59, sitting in 3rd spot in that number 15 car. Dave Oliver in 4th position, 1 minute 12.66. Dimitri Agathos in 5th position, 1 minute 12.70. 1 minute 12.76 is Darren McKenzie in 6th position. Ash Davies, 7th position, 1 minute 12.84. Tom Pritchard sits in 9th with a 1 minute 13.04. And then Aidan Schultz in the top 10 with a 1 minute 13.07. Peter Baxter, 1 minute 13.12, sitting in 11th spot. Sebastian Vandel in 12th, 1 minute 13.39. Sam Katsakoudanos, 1 minute 13.50, sits in 13th. 14th is Brian Bullock, 1 minute 13.85, with exactly the same time in 14th was Tayfun Osman-Turk. So it is extremely close, and you can see the starting grid on the screen right now. This is round 5 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. Going to be a fantastic race, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've tuned in. We are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, so please tune in, come and see this beautiful event. Next week we are at round 6 Indianapolis Motor Speedway Oval, but here we are today, round 5 road course, Global iRacing Leagues, round 5. Shouldn't be too much longer to get underway, but a fantastic pole time by Jai. He'll be wrapped with that, 1 minute 12.283. Just a hair's breadth behind Colby Cole. How close do you want it, ladies and gentlemen, at the front? So this will be a very, very tight race. Yeah, rolling start, ladies and gentlemen. So you do see that safety car sitting out the front of the field. So we will be treating it like an oval race to a point. So we look down the field in the starting lineup, and you see Tom Pritchard in 9th, Aidan Schultz 10th, Peter Baxter 11th, Sebastian Vandel 12th, Sam Katsakoudanos is 13th, Brian Bullock 14th, Tayfun Osman-Turk is 15th, 16th is Brad Fenley, 17th Lindsay Kearns, 18th Troy Mortensen, Ryan Barber 19th, Fitzroy Beaumont in 20th. And the pace car is underway, so the field is off. The field is moving on their formation lap. We're at the beautiful Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is the road course. Currently under safety car conditions for this warm-up lap to the start of the race. We have 45 laps here, ladies and gentlemen, so it's 2 compulsory pit stops required, only 10 pushes to pass. So they did have a choice at the start of the race, which tyre set they were going to use, the primary or the alternate. I do have some insider information on what both of them do, so it's certainly going to be a gamble for a few of the drivers, and they are only allowed to carry 75% of full load capacity. So 2 compulsory pit stops required, so fuel unlimited tyres, I do believe, for the actual race. But they do have that choice of the 2 compounds there, the primary and the alternate compound. So it'll be very interesting to see which drivers choose which compound. And I'm hoping that the tyres themselves will be quite distinctive, so we can see which cars are on which compound. Certainly is going to affect the outcome of this race, I am sure, because certainly one of them will drop off and one of them will just get better and better. So I'm not saying, yeah, red ring around the tyre. So that's certainly one type of compound. It does look like a lot of the field is on a red ring tyre. Oh, is that a black ring? Did I see a black ring tyre? Who was that? So there could be one other car on a different compound. Let's just see if we can pick up that car again. All right, we are about to start. We are off and they're underway. Lap 1 of the Global iRacing League IndyCar Series, round 5, as they steam into the first corner, side by side. And let's see who will win out that battle. And it looks like Jai's got the inside line for the first corner, but he's been pushed wide by Colby. And Jai Schultz has got the inside line, so he certainly will take the race lead of this first lap. Oh, car off in the background. Was that Darren McKenzie? It did look like his car. But Jai Schultz is leading this race. We got Jai Schultz, Colby Cohen, Scott Rankin, Aidan Schultz, Dimitri Agathos. Aidan has had an absolute blinder of a start. So he's sitting in 4th position at the moment and chasing really hard. So absolute blinder. He's gained 6 positions from the start. He started from 10th on the grid. So got a fantastic jump. And we did have Brian just go off the track a little bit there with Aidan Schultz. On car, sitting in 4th place. Sitting on the roll bar just behind his helmet. Fantastic shots going into turn 1. But you can see how close it is, and he's got Jaden Edmonds hot on his heels. Only 0.4 of a second behind and starting to put the pressure on. But this is from the rear of Aidan's car. A little bit of understeer. Jaden holds it in nice and tight. But certainly very close in that mid-pack is what we've come to expect in IndyCars. But Jai Schultz is out at the front at the moment, and he's got 0.6 of a second of a gap. So he's got a tiny bit of a buffer against Colby Cole. So fantastic times already. 1 minute 20, 1 minute 21 off a rolling start, and they were starting slow. So Jai Schultz back on to the banked part of the circuit, heading towards the start finish line to complete lap 1. So we're on board with Dimitri Agathos at the moment, sitting in 7th spot. Huge dive there. So Tom Pitchard is right in front of Dimitri. He's gone a bit wide. Dimitri's capitalised, and he's got the job done. So Tom Pritchard will be chasing hard now. He went a little bit wide on that corner there and kept it on the black stuff. But now we're with Brian Bullock. We do like to show all the cars in the field, ladies and gentlemen, so everybody gets a bit of airtime. So Brian sitting currently in 10th position. He is chasing Peter Baxter. As you can see on the footage, there's not a lot in it at all. So we've got quite a big group here, but Brian is up 4 positions from his race start, so doing extremely well to be sitting in the top 10. There we have a bit of action up at the front. Colby has overtaken Jai. So Colby takes over the race lead now. There is battles everywhere, ladies and gentlemen, in the field. Aidan Schultz battling it out. And feeling the pressure, I'm sure. Jaden Edmonds is going to start piling on that pressure, but I am sure this is going to be where one of the great battles will be at. Looks like Colby has pulled away a little bit of a gap, but Aidan certainly feeling the pressure, and this is the battle for fourth and fifth position. So I'm sure it's going to do nothing but hot up. So Jaden will be sitting in Aidan's draft right now, and that'll pull him along quite nicely, can save a bit of fuel. Wouldn't be too eager to pass, but pulls out of the draft to get the good racing line to do the old under and over trick. And settles that nicely behind Aidan again. Oh! Missed gear. I'll have to put that down to Aidan missing a gear. Or he's double tapped and he's put it up one gear. That's Jai Schultz. Jai Schultz is off. I think we'll go to an instant replay on that one. Jai Schultz, was running in second position. It just looked like it didn't stop, but we'll certainly have a look at this replay. Yes, lock the fronts, just didn't want to stop, I'd say just missed the braking marker by a fraction. These cars do stop on a dime, and yeah, quite unforgiving. So we're going back live now. We're with Jai. That has dropped him into sixth position, so just out the top five. Still a long way to go in this race. They will be clicking over lap 6 now of 45. 2 compulsory pit stops. Only 75% fuel. They've only got 10 push to pass. So they have to use them wisely. You start burning those up at the start of the race. If you're in an intense battle for a podium or for the race win at the latter stages, that could cost you dearly. So it's certainly one to keep at the back of the drivers' minds. How many pushes to pass you use certainly does boost the horsepower and does allow these cars to gain a good advantage over their opposition, as long as they don't press a push to pass. But yeah, certainly very interesting, and we're with Brian Bullock at the moment in a sandwich between Tom Pritchard and Sam Katsakoutenos. So it will be, we've had an incident, and that is Peter Baxter and Tom Pritchard have had it coming together, it looks like. Yeah, I think we'll go to an instant replay there. Just have a look what happened. So, just didn't stop. Had to take a dive, just went in way too hot. And it looked like a little bit of netcode helped out too. Oh, and then he got collected. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Oh, that's atrocious luck for the number 43. But we are back live now. We're with Brian. So Brian's up 6 spots, so he did start on 14th position on the grid, and he's moved up into the top 10 and in 8th position, well inside the top 10. So doing a fantastic job, and he's just behind Sam. With Ryan Barber at the moment. He's currently sitting in 15th spot. Certainly has been a bit of carnage ahead of him, and has given him opportunities to go up the field a little bit, because we do have Tom Pritchard and Peter Baxter. They are in the pits. So Ryan is up 4 spots from his qualifying position. He's got to be happy with that, and he's chasing down Troy Mortensen. And he's up 4 spots as well. So these two cars have been, looks like, been locked in a battle. They're doing very similar lap times, so conserving those tyres and certainly trying to use a different strategy. And if we see the tyres on those cars, do we see one red, one black? Or are my eyes deceiving me? I do believe Troy Mortensen is on a black set of tyres. Yes, he is. So, and he's been hit by, was that Ash Davies? Or was that Troy? We'll go to a replay. Oh, yes. Oh dear. So, Troy Mortensen came into contact and poor Ryan Barber. Doesn't look like his car's as damaged as Troy's, but we'll see how they go. Troy's missing the whole front end. And I'd say he will get back to the pits and get that repaired real smart. It would absolutely understeer like a shovel. So we will go back up to the leaderboard now. We're with Hayden Schultz. He's up 6 spots. He's chasing Jaden Edmonds. And Jaden Edmonds is up 5 spots from qualifying. So both these boys doing a fantastic job. Racing really close together. There's nothing in this. And this is for 3rd and 4th position, ladies and gentlemen. So this is for podium. So this is serious. Both on the red label tyres. So I would say that is the primary. Now, only making an assumption. Please leave a comment if you do know a little bit more. If the red striped tyre is the primary, or is the black or normal looking tyre the primary. So let me know in the comments, and because just going by a guess, I would say that a lot of these front runners will be on the primary tyre, which will be very challenging for the first half of the race, and I would say would be getting better and better as the race goes on. There is a little bit of a gap now, 0.6 of a second, 0.7 of a second between Jaden and Aiden. So he has got a little bit of a breather space. Scott Rankin has moved up to 2nd position, so he's up 1 from qualifying, doing extremely well. And he's 1.3 seconds ahead of Jaden and 4.3 seconds behind Colby Cohen. So a bit of bad luck for Jai Schultz with an incident in the race, but that's allowed Colby to run away. He's got a very comfortable buffer to this group, and Jaden and Aiden, well, I'm sure will battle it out right to the very bitter end, and if they get an opportunity to work together, I'm sure they can catch up to Scott Rankin and start contesting for that 2nd place position as well, because Scott Rankin is in eye distance, so that'll certainly be spurring them on, and I'd say a little bit of tyre preservation will be playing out at the moment, and they'll be sticking to a lap time and trying to do that consistently and preserve the tyres, preserve the fuel, and make sure they've got something really quick and decent just before they have to go into a pit stop. Really start putting the foot down, because they know they're going to get new rubber, more fuel, and they can have a 30-second breather. So it'd be very interesting to see. We are at lap 11 of 45. We are with Jai Schultz now running in 6th position, so he has made up a lot. It's a beautiful green livery car, very striking. Certainly stands out on the track, and very easy to pick up in the commentary. So running in 6th position in the number 27 car. Looks like the drivers are sticking to about a 1:14 lap time as a comfortable pace, and doing checking all the boxes, saving that fuel, looking after those tyres, and getting a fast car at the later stages of this race. So just clicked over lap 12. We are with Ash Davis now. He's down 7 spots from qualifying with all that misfortune earlier. Currently sitting in 14th position. And chasing very hard is just over 7 seconds behind Brad Fenley. Still running that broken front spoiler, so I'd say he'll be waiting until the first round of pit stops to get that done. unless it's not worrying him too much, and it's only a certain side corner that's giving him a little bit of grief, and all the high-speed corners, he's got the necessary downforce to keep that tyre planted on the tarmac. So, no, very interesting to see that he's still out there, but looks like it's a good choice at the moment. But I suppose instead of sacrificing the pit stop, he is sacrificing the lap times. But we'll just watch out for Troy and see what happens with this car later on in the race, and see how they're tracking along. But we'll jump on with Dimitri now, and currently sitting in the top 5 in 5th position, chasing Aidan Schultz, only 0.6 of a second behind. You can see that pack in front of him. Scott Rankin is fighting it out with Jaden. So looks like Scott's maybe had a little bit of an error, misfortune, and he's dropped back behind Jaden for second place, but it's certainly heading up at the front. So this is 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. We are on board with the position 5 car, the number 66, Dimitri Agathos, chasing down Aidan Schultz, Scott Rankin and Jaden Edmonds. So Dimitri pulling into the pits. So got a different pit stop strategy now. So Dimitri pulling into the pits. So we'll start to see the round of pit stops as Jaden, Scott and Aidan, they do go through. That allows Jai Schultz to go back to 5th position. So Jai slowly climbing up the leaderboard and getting back to where he should be, but certainly a lot of misfortune, and it does look like a lot of the top runners are on that red striped tyre. So Dimitri in the pits now, that's dropped him down the field. First one to come into the pits. I don't know if his fuel strategy was where it should have been, or if this is a different strategy for him. If he's going to go a long stint in the middle and then go a short stint at the end. So it's certainly up to the drivers. They're only allowed to carry 75% of the fuel load. So pit stop strategy will come into this race. We are lap 14 of 45, and it's Colby Cohen, Jaden Edmonds, Scott Rankin, that's your top 3, followed by Aidan Schultz and Jai Schultz. The 2 Schultzes have come together. The races of the Schultz, the race for the title is on. So we'll see how that pans out too. But all very close at the front. With Scotty Rankin at the moment, currently in 3rd position, and he is right behind Jaden Edmonds, 0.7 of a second. So that will certainly be spurring him on. But he will have to keep an eye out for Aidan Schultz, who's not too far behind him. But Colby at the front of this race is 6 seconds ahead now of this pack. And this is where the action is, ladies and gentlemen. But this is Colby, and he's out in front, and you can see the gap to the fighting pack of 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. And what we might do, we might jump on board with Colby for a hot lap. We're just about to cross the start-finish line, so perfect timing. Turn it up. Colby comes into the pits as we are on board. So I'd say we'd be seeing a lot of the pit stop strategies come into play now, and the pit lane looks like it's very busy. So Scott Rankin will take over the lead, followed by Aidan Schultz and Dave Oliver. That is your top three, but a flurry of activity in the pits at the moment. Sam has taken the third position spot, and we are on board with Sam at the moment, and he's been followed by Dave. A little bit of an error there, but I'm sure Dave will get back right up there and give Sam a little bit of what for. But Scotty Rankin leading at the moment by Aidan Schultz, Sam Katsakounos, Dave Oliver, Colby Cohen. That is your top five, but pit lane is busy. We have I think we're 7 cars in the pits at the moment cycling through their pit stop strategies. So it just makes you think these guys who stay out on the track longer, they're certainly going to have an advantage, but it was only for 1 extra lap. So pit's busy again. Maybe it was a little bit of a strategy for themselves. They said, we know these cars are going to pit at this lap, we'll go 1 extra lap. We'll clear out that pit lane, we'll have it nice and free. So on board with Colby at the moment, sitting in 5th spot. Certainly will gain a few places passing the pit lane now with the other cars cycling through their pit stops. It's always very hairy when a car comes out of the pit lane. You come up to them so quick. And they get through nice and cleanly. Nice sportsmanship by number 11, Lindsay Kearns. And we are with Scott Rankin sitting in 3rd spot. Jaden Edmonds ahead of him by 1.2 seconds. And then you've got Colby Cohen has taken the lead again, and he's ahead by 7.5 seconds. And like most of the drivers have cycled through their pit stops now. And we are on the rear of Aidan Schultz's car just for that split second. But as you can see, Aidan has got cars around him. That did look like Scott Rankin. He did make a little error there and he's lost that spot. Aidan Schultz up to 4th. Sam Katsakounos, he's jumped up to 3rd position and he is up 10 from qualifying, so doing an amazing job in the top 3. They are so close. This is literally door to door if they were tin tops. Sam got pushed out a little bit wide from Jaden there, so Aidan not far behind. He did lose a little bit of time, but he's got his own problems. He's got Scott Rankin and Jai Schultz behind him. And there's Dave Oliver in the mix. So Dave Oliver and Jai Schultz are having a doozy. Absolutely fantastic to see the level of driving skill here. They are racing so close together, ladies and gentlemen. Just amazing to watch, and certainly hope this continues for the rest of the night, because the battles that are going on right throughout this field is just super intense, super fast, and fantastic to watch. Aidan Schultz has dropped off a little bit from Sam, so Aidan Schultz has done the number on Sam, and Sam has dropped down to 4th position. Beautiful number 968 car. Currently sitting in 4th position, up 9 spots from qualifying. He's got to have a smile ear to ear at the moment, doing a great job. And most of the cars are doing that 1 minute 14 lap times. Jaden Edmonds has just posted a 1:13.02. Fastest man on track at the moment. Fastest man on track all session. Dave Oliver and Jai Schultz having an absolute doozy. Certainly won't be the end of it. Dave's down 3 spots from qualifying, so he'll certainly want that position back. Jai puts him on the outside. He's getting in prime position for turn 1, and Jai shuts the door on him. It did look like Dave tried to use a push to pass, not quite sure there. But could that have been one wasted? Jai defended beautifully. Still that 0.3 second of a gap left as Scott Rankin runs wide ahead. Certainly utilising the grip of those big slicks. But great pictures to see. On board with Dave Oliver. Behind Jai Schultz. So very close, intense battle. And it looks like Aiden Schultz ahead is certainly getting the hurry on from Sam Katsakousanos. Oh, we do have a few changes. It looks like Sam did get a little bit of a got a little bit balked there, but right on the heels of Scott Rankin, who is not too far from Aiden Schultz. So this is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Oh, somebody just run wide there just to they're all taking very different lines out of that track. I suppose don't want to give the other cars draft. I know Lindsay's moving out the way to let these faster cars through. But just great to see the level of sportsmanship by all the drivers. Certainly giving each other plenty of racing room. And still exciting battles for the viewers at home. So it's really great to see. So very close up the front here, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th and 7th. Dave Oliver just moving up on Jai Schultz. So I'd say he used his push to pass early just to get the job done, get it over and done with before turn 1, because he knows how well Jai can defend that. And he has done the job and up another position. So Dave Oliver currently running 6th, and Jai's been relegated back to 7th, but still doing a fantastic job. Down 6 spots from his qualifying position, so I think he'll be banking on his next pit stop strategy to certainly gain a few positions. Another car just getting out the way there, letting the quicker ones through, so that's fantastic to see. But you can see that that 2 distinct groups of cars now. So we have Jaden Edmonds, Aiden Schultz and Scott Rankin in that first group, and then you've got Sam Katsakousanos and Dave Oliver and Jai Schultz in that second group. And I'd say it'll only be a matter of time before the drivers start getting into that group and start trying to separate from the packs that they're in. Scott Rankin will be quite happy sitting behind Aiden at the moment, saving a bit more fuel. I'd say he'd be saving a bit more tyres. and in a good position, in a fantastic position to strike later on in the race. So running in 4th position, doing it nice and clean, keeping the car straight. But Sam is certainly not going to leave him alone, that's for sure. Right on his heels. Certainly won't phase an experienced campaigner like Scotty Rankin. But I'm sure Sam will keep on with the pressure and try and force Scott into a mistake. Try and gain that position. So we have touched on earlier that they do only have 10 push to pass, so it does give the car a little bit extra horsepower down the straight. And they do have only 10 of them for the whole race, and we are lap 25 out of 45. So, you know, you can certainly utilise 1 or 2 now and then from this point in, but you'd certainly want to save at least 3 or 4 for the latter stages of this race, just to have them up to sleeve, just so when you need them, you can utilise them. So I do believe that Scott Rankin is on a different set of tyres this time. And yes, it is confirmed. So we're on board with Aidan Schultz. He's got the red stripe and Scotty Rankin's got the white. Well, the normal looking tyre, I'll say, just with the writing on it. So they will be on 2 different tyre sets. And it is quite interesting to see the performance in the tyres around the different parts of the circuit. So Scotty Rankin does catch up in certain sections, and then Aidan does have a quicker car in other parts of the track. And I would say Scott would be suffering in those medium to high speed corners, but I certainly could be wrong, but it looks like he does catch up through the twisty bits a little bit better, but I have been told those red stripe, or I shouldn't say red stripe because we don't know which is primary, which is alternate at the moment, but one of them comes on well and one of them drops off. So it's certainly interesting to see who does drop off and who carries on strong. So Aidan Schultz sitting in 3rd spot at the moment. So last of the podiums, I should say, the number 52 car. And being chased closely by Scotty Rankin. And there's only 0.2 of a second in it, so not much in it at all. And Scotty Rankin's got the draft. I wonder if he'll utilise a push to pass. And Aidan certainly will put him on the outside of the track for turn 1, make him go the long way round, but puts the squeeze on him, keeps on the outside to gain the inside corner, but Aidan says, no, all right, you do that to me, I'll do it back, and they are side by side. But Schultz does have the line and keeps the position, so maintains that 3rd spot. Oh, Scotty has a dive, he lost the rear brakes. That's disastrous. Just pushed the car just a bit too hard. I think we will go to a replay. But how unfortunate for Scotty Rankin there. It did look like the rears did pinch up. Yeah, the rears did pinch. And that's just unstable the rear end and put him round. That's so unfortunate. So did the right thing there, waited for the cars to go by before he moved. But that has dropped Scott Rankin down to 7th spot now, and he'll have to try and recover. So unfortunate. Just pinch your rear brake as you saw on the replay there, and just put the rear end round. But I'm sure I did say he was a seasoned campaigner, and I think I did put the commentator's curse on poor Scotty Rankin then. Sorry, mate. So hopefully he can get back up the field and towards the pointy end and these next lot of pit stops will certainly assist, and he can utilise that to his advantage. We will go and have a look at a few of the other cars in the field. I think we'll pick up number 427, Tayfun Osmanturk. He's currently sitting in 12th position. 3 positions up from his qualifying position, so we're doing very well. And the number 11 car is not 4 position. Lindsay is Lindsay is a few behind. Sebastian Vardell is fighting Tayfun 4 position. There's only 0.2 behind. So, like I said, battles all through the field. As Lindsay Kearns put it set around behind Tayfun. So Tayfun and Sebastian will just carry on with fighting for 12th and 13th position, and it does look like Sebastian puts it down the inside. Will he make it stick? Yes, he certainly does, and gains the position. So Sebastian goes up to 12th, and Tayfun dropped down to 13th. I mean, still up from his qualifying position, so got to be happy, but it does look like Sebastian has put the foot down and already pulled out a 1 second gap. So as you can see, he has pulled a little bit of a gap, and he will be heading into turn 1. A little bit of a wiggle there from Sebastian Vardell. Coming off that banked course onto the road circuit, certainly does put a lot of stress on those tyres and the brakes, even in these Indy cars. And you can see on the track those marbles out on the outside. You certainly don't want to take a trip there, because it is like running on ice basically. No traction, no nothing. So you want to keep on that racing line. We're with Ryan Barber, currently sitting in 14th. He's behind Tayfun Osmanturk. Sorry, Oz Turkman. And Tayfun is sitting in 13th. It looks like the top 7 have put a lap on everybody. So Darren McKenzie is running 1 behind, but doing a great job, sitting in the top 10, running in 8th position. He's down 2 from qualifying, so he'll certainly want to at least get back up to where he qualified, but running very nicely around this beautiful Indianapolis Motor Speedway circuit. We do have a few cars that have gone into pits at the moment. So Aidan Schultz and Jaden Edmonds have gone into pits. So that is the .31st lap they've come in. So only a 45 lap race. I do say only because I'm sitting here in the commentator's booth and not punting one of these monsters around the track, but certainly doing a fantastic job is Dave Oliver, sitting in 3rd position in the 668 car, punting around the track in 1:14, so nice and consistent. He has had 3 stops, so we know he's had a bit of drama and gone into the pits, but doing a fantastic job to be sitting in the top 3. So we know Aidan Schultz and Jaden came into the pits, so that's why they've got on the 2 stops, but look at all those 1 stoppers. So it is a compulsory 2-stop race. They must do 2 stops for this Global iRacing League IndyCar Series. So a lot of the cars meeting that criteria, but there's still most of the field that still need to make that second stop, and it will shuffle this leading pack around again. So we have Colby Cohen, Sam Katazudanos in second spot, Dave Oliver third spot, Scott Rankin fourth spot, Brian Bullock fifth spot, Darren McKenzie in sixth, Jaden Edmonds in seventh, Aidan Schultz in eighth, Ash Davis in ninth, Jai Schultz in 10th. That is your top 10. But we certainly see by those pit stop strategies, a lot of cars still need to make that second stop to adhere to the league rules. So it is a two-stop race, 2 compulsory pit stops, and only 10 pushes to pass. So they do have 2 options for the sets of tyres, and we have picked up on the stream tonight that there is a normal set which has the normal writing, and there is a set with a red stripe. We'd love to know which is primary, which is alternate, so put it down in the comments. We certainly would love to know which one does what, so please put it down in the comments. Which one is primary? Is it the red stripe or is it the normal tyre? But we are certainly seeing a little bit of a difference. Those red stripe tyres seem to be working a lot better at the start and starting to drop off. And if I take my pick, I will say that that is the one that drops off, and the black tyre is the one that comes on towards the end. Bit of toing and froing with my decision about the tyres, but it's certainly a little bit easier to pick as the race progresses. But we do have the leader is in the pits, and same with second place position in the pits. So they are starting to cycle through their pit stop strategies. We're with Scott Rankin now. He should take second position. We have Dave Oliver currently leading this race. So he's a good 7.5 seconds in front of this man, Scotty Rankin, in second position in the number 15 car. Oh, just fantastic sportsmanship in this series. So if you are interested in punting one of these cars around, please go and check out the Global iRacing Leagues. They've got NASCAR, they've got Indycar, they've got V8 Supercar. They've got something for everyone. Go check out their Facebook. Go check out their Discord channel. See what you want. If they don't have anything, they can steer you in the right direction. We all help each other out. We all help each other in everybody's league. So certainly get out there, put your feelers out, and take the plunge. Jump into a league, have the fun. As you can see, awesome group of drivers and great sportsmanship. And with Aidan Schultz, he's put on a red stripe now. I think he's been running red stripe all race. Yes, it looks like that the red stripe is the dominant tyre at the moment, so that must be giving the best performance for the buck. And taking that gamble with that normal looking tyre, well, if it suits your driving style, why not? So on with Aidan Schultz currently sitting in fourth position. Dave Oliver and Scott Rankin have gone into the pits, so Aidan Schultz and Sam Katsakusinos take over 1 and 2. Sam in the lead, Aidan in second. What about the smile on Sam's face when he sees that P1 on his dashboard? It's got to be from ear to ear. Up 12 positions from qualifying. We have an incident in front of him. Doesn't impact his racing line. It did look like a purple car. I'm not sure if that was Sebastian Van Dell. I think we will replay that. Yeah, it certainly was Sebastian Van Dell, and the rear end just broke away from him just got a bit too trigger happy with the right foot, I think, trying to get through there as quick as possible, and yeah, most unfortunate. So Sam leading at the moment, 968 car, 12 position from qualifying, being chased by this man, Aiden Schultz, number 52. He's up 8 from qualifying, and certainly wants to win the title of being the better Schultz. Jaden Edmonds, not far behind Dave Oliver. Jaden sitting in 4th, Dave in 3rd. So the top 5, top 10, they're all very, very close together. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Going through the magnificent Indianapolis Motor Speedway circuit. And I believe we do have an incident behind Scotty Rankin there. Peter Baxter has turned it around. Bit unfortunate. With Scott Rankin currently running in 6th spot, chasing Jai Schultz. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, there's not a lot in it at all. Did Scott Rankin just disappear then? He had a little bit of a glitch out. He's back. So Scotty Rankin hot on the heels of Jai Schultz, been put on the outside of the track. Looks like Scotty Rankin's got past him. He's used a push to pass, I'd say. Utilise that extra horsepower. He's got past Jai. So on board with Scott Rankin at the moment, around this beautiful circuit, Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. This is round 5 of the Global iRacing League. Check it out on Facebook and Discord. A fantastic series to get into, ladies and gentlemen, and if I may, put in a plug for the Dolby Racing Team series. Running the Rising Stars V8 Supercar Series on a Saturday evening at 5 p.m. We've got a lot of entries, so we're certainly looking forward to a big round at Alton Park International with no chicanes coming up in a fortnight's time. So if you want information about the series, the championship, if you want information about anything, be steered in the right direction to other leagues that all of us know about, drop a line on the Dolby Racing Team Facebook channel and Discord channel as well. So Dolby Racing Team, and of course you can catch it all on live, Dolby Racing Team. But we certainly have a fantastic broadcaster and everything like that for the Rising Star Series. That's LR Esports with the famous Peter Gretton. With Dave Oliver at the moment, running in 3rd position. Oh, he's put it into the wall. Oliver tried to avoid another car and he's put it into pit wall. I think we'll get to an instant replay on that one because he actually tried to avoid another car. I couldn't see what happened. So we are trying to get the instant replay. Yes, there is. We're trying to see who the other car was. But now he's certainly struggling around the track and certainly doesn't want to cop a tow penalty or anything in this series. And he does have a really, really wonky front. Oh, absolute disaster for Dave Oliver. just really trying to struggle around this track. We all hope he gets there. He's with Darren McKenzie. We're with Darren McKenzie at the moment. The number 1 car. And it certainly looks like lost the replay there, and one of those ones that just doesn't pop up like it normally does on that beautiful system that we have. But very unfortunate there for Dave Oliver. But and it did look like he tried to avoid another car, tried to avoid contact, did the right thing, had to wrench a wheel hard. But yeah, I'd say commiserations there, because that car did look like it was half buried. All right, we're going to try for the instant replay now. And I think we no, we're coming into the start of the circuit, so we will just stay on this and we will watch the feed, because I do think it did happen at the end of the lap. So just bear with us, we're trying to get this replay. They come out of the technical section of the circuit. And they will rejoin the oval, and I do believe it was just near the start-finish line, so... Oh! And as you can see by that footage, they were certainly jostling for the position, and Dave Oliver, he certainly had the draft. Not sure if you pushed the pass button, and it just gave him an unexpected hit, and the car came up so quick. So that's certainly that's one only he can answer. So very interesting replay there, but did the right thing by trying to move out the road. So with Scott Rankin now currently running 4th position. We've got Sam leading this race with Aidan Schultz in that number 52 car, that beautiful 52 car, and he is chasing Jaden Edmonds and only 0.6 to 7 of a second behind. It does look like he's pushing the car a little bit. But getting to the latter stages of this race, and we are at lap 42 of 45. So all the cars have cycled through their second lot of pit stops on the gearbox of Jaden. And looking back at Aidan Schultz, so it has stretched out a little bit more now. It's 1.2 seconds. So I'm not sure if they are on different tyres, so that will be interesting to see. We'll go and jump on an on-board and see if they are on a different tyre. And it looks like they are, so we'll just jump on Aidan's car, and he is on the red stripe, so they are on different tyres. They're on a different strategy, different plan. We will see how this unfolds. Will the red tyres come on and be good, or are they good for the start of the stint? As Jaden did run a little bit wide there, but seems to keep it on the black stuff, has a little bit of wiggle off the Ripple strip. But Sam Katsakousinos in the lead, up 12 positions from qualifying. that grin has got to be getting bigger and bigger because we are in the final stages of this race. This is lap 43 and we are about to go into lap 44. So we have Sam leading this race, followed by Jaden in second place, Aiden third, Scott fourth, Jai in fifth. That is your top five at the moment. Then we've got Brian Bullock in sixth position, Darren McKenzie in seventh, Colby Kelm is in eighth. He's had a bit of dramas tonight, but still running in the top 10, running strong. Brad Fenley, he's in ninth, he's up 7, he's got to be wrapped. Ash Davies, he's dropped a few spots, but still running in the top 10. So we're with Jai Schultz at the moment, running in a solid 5th position. He is down 4, so he'll want to gain a few more, but we are on lap 44, and Sam Katsakousianos is doing it at the moment. He is a second ahead of Jaden Edmonds. But fantastic race. It looks like Sam's pit stop strategies have absolutely worked to his advantage. Leading this race. We'll get the white flag. 1 lap to go. So Sam puts it for the last time into turn 1. Got Jaden Edmonds 1.4 seconds behind him. But Sam's doing the job at the moment. Aiden Schultz running in third. He's 3.2 behind Jaden. So that is your top 3. But it looks like Sam is in control of this race, keeping it nice and clean, hitting all those apexes. This is not the time to make an error. Sam Katsakousianos is leading this race. Lap 45 of 45. Going through the complex at the moment of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. Back onto the oval circuit now. And this will be a win for Sam. Winner. Sam Katsakousianos from Jaden Edmonds, Aiden Schultz. That is your top 3. As we see Jai Schultz now in 5th position. He will cross the line. Scotty Rankin crossed in 4th. Brian Bullock, he should cross the line in 6th position, up 8 spots. He's got to be very happy with himself. Darren McKenzie will be your 7th position. Colby Callum 8th. Ed Fennell in 9th. And Ash Davies rounds out your top 10. But this man, Sam Katsakousianos, winner. Round 5. Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. And I do believe that is 5 different winners for 5 different rounds. So fantastic to see. Well done, Sam. Well done, Jaden. And well done, Aiden. And one thing we have learnt tonight is Aiden keeps the title. So Aiden has done the job. Got a well-deserved 3rd, but this man, Sam Katsakousianos, fantastic race. Kept it clean and mean. Absolute jet. So well done to Sam. Well done to Jaden. Well done to Aiden. A beautiful 968 car, and we should get the customary burnout. And there it is. I'll just sit back and enjoy and let the viewers enjoy. Look, even courteous doing a burnout as Sam lets the cars through. But no, well done. Well done to Sam, well done to Jaden, and well done to Aiden. And that is round 5. Done and dusted, but don't go anywhere because we will be speaking to the drivers. Get their version of events on the race, and we can certainly put to rest which one was the primary and which one was the alternate tyre, because we'll get it from the horse's mouth. So we'll check out those results right now. So fantastic win to Sam Katsakouzanos. Team Bushlink Racing, winner. Jaden Edmonds, fantastic second place. And you have Aiden Schultz rounding out the last of the podium positions for the Southern Stars Esports in that number 52 car. So, no, fantastic race. And Scott Rankin rounds out number 4. Jai Schultz came in 5th. Brian Bullock in 6th position. Darren McKenzie in 7th. Colby Coleman in 8th. Brad Fenley in 9th. Ash Davies in 10th. Dimitri Agathos in 11th. Ryan Barber in 12th. Peter Baxter in 13th. Tom Pritchard came in at 14th. Tayfun Ozturkman came in at 15th. Dave Oliver in 16th. Lindsay Kearns in 17th. Troy Mortensen in 18th. Sebastian Van Dell in 19th, and Fitzroy Beaumont rounds out the 20-car field. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We will head over to the green room, and we will talk to the drivers.
Yeah, well, we both got through at the start.
No.
Gentlemen, what a race. It was so hard to commentate. There were battles literally right throughout the field. It was absolutely fantastic to watch, awesome to commentate, and I must say a big well done to Sam Katsakouzanos. Well done, mate.
Well done on pronouncing it.
You're very welcome, mate. No, look, well done, mate. All yours.
Thank you. I am surprised how well the strategy I chose to pick worked out tonight, and the strategy was to take 2 long blacks and 1 short red. And towards the end, Jaden scared the crap out of me. He was so much catching up with me, and I'm assuming he was on blacks, but yeah, I used no push to passes up until the end of the race. And then when I saw Jaden coming, yeah, I wanted to finish the race with no push to pass used, but Jaden was just scaring me. So off I went, pumping that button just to get away from him on the straights, and it was worth it. I don't think I would have run the race if no one made a mistake. I think a few people did some penalties or had to serve penalties for things like drive-throughs or pit speed limits exceeded. So I think all that did help. I'm glad I didn't crash the car. The start of the race was a bit driving Miss Daisy. I wasn't sure if you qualify if your fastest qualifying time that you set, you had to start the race with. So I went and qualified on black tires, and I ended up doing a 13.4, which got me in about 13th spot. And the start of the race was a bit ho-hum, just waiting for everyone to settle down, sort themselves out, and hopefully my blacks would start kicking in, and they did. So I initially thought maybe I'll do red, and maybe even break it at 15 laps per each. But I think, yeah, black tyres until end of fuel, top up with another set of black tyres till end of fuel, and then red tyres, fuel to the end, and it worked out. I'm happy. I'll take it.
No, fantastic win, Sam. And I think you've just ended a little bit of a debate there. What was the primary tyre and what was the alternate tyre? Did the red stripe, was that the primary, and the black was the alternate? No,
I
so
think
thank
it's
you
the other
for
way
clearing that.
around. I think it's the other way around. I think the primaries are the black, and the alternates are the red.
And the alternates were good for the first little bit of the stint and then dropped off, and the blacks were good for the latter part of the stint.
That's exactly how it turned out for me.
Yeah. No, look, fantastic win, Sam, and we will go to second place getter now, Jaden Edmonds. Jaden, well done, mate. Second place, got to be wrapped.
Yeah, first time out. Didn't really have a strategy. Didn't know what tyres to put on or anything. Just kind of went with the flow. Nearly put the car in the wall twice, held it, and then just ran my own race.
Look, a fantastic second place. And did you have any tyre issues or anything like that?
Yeah, I ran the reds in the second stint of the race, and they just dropped off way too quick. So I pitted early for the blacks to the end, hoping I would be able to chase everyone down. And I was getting there, and then on the second to last lap, instead of push to pass, I clicked the pit speed limiter on the straight. So that wasn't ideal. But yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
that didn't go well. But yeah, good race. Looking forward to the next one.
Well done,
you did the
Jaden.
opposite to me. I did 2 blacks and a red, and you did a red and 2 blacks. So we stopped.
I did 2 reds and 1 black.
We are live, guys. We are live, and we'll go to the third place getter, Aiden Schultz. Aiden, the better Schultz keeps the title.
Keeps the title for another week, mate. P3 in that one out of P10 was not expecting that one, but I did a total different strategy to all the other drivers on the podium tonight. I went reds the whole way through. I was finding I was keeping the rears on the car, and it felt all right. I probably pitted a couple of laps too early trying to get the undercut on Sam, and then that didn't allow me to have a run on him late in the race. But I reckon if I didn't overshoot my pit stall in that first pit stop, it would have been a totally different story.
Okay, and no issues with tyres. Obviously, a bit of inside information too, what the tyres would do, but I know that you did share that around with the drivers, and we were discussing that during the stream about tyre strategy and everything like that, and certainly Sam and Jaden did touch on it. It was extremely important.
Yeah, it definitely was. I was thinking of taking a set of the primary tyres at some stage, but I didn't do any laps on them coming into the race, and I saw in that first stint when I was in behind Scotty Rankin, and it felt like I was keeping the tyres on the car better, and I thought that the drop-off wasn't that big for my car, so I thought if I went on to the blacks I would have lost too much early in the stint once I come out of pit lane, so I sort of committed to that and kept going. It probably didn't help me late on in that third stint, but I thought I had something for Sam there for a little bit, and I was coming back at him. I could see him fighting really hard, but then Jaden in my mirrors, when he got a run, I just had to sort of sacrifice that and say I'm going to get P3 and hopefully. Well, actually, what I was hoping was that Jaden would catch up on Sam. They'd have a little bit of a battle and we'd have a ding-dong top 3 for the end of it, but that's not the way that it panned out tonight. But I'm happy to get a P3. It's good to be back up in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, fantastic to see you here too, Aiden. And any last words, mate?
Mate, just a big shout out to obviously you guys for broadcasting, Pete doing the cameras, Dolby Racing team for doing the broadcast tonight on YouTube, which is really good. Of course, a big shout out to Sam Katakusanos and Jaden for 1 and 2 tonight. All the boys at Southern Stars Esports Racing. They had a bit of an unfortunate night tonight. And just the quality of driving between all drivers. A big shout out to Dave Oliver tonight. Don't know what happened down the main straight there. I was trying to cover him off, but then let him go at the same time and probably misjudged it at 330 kilometres an hour. So Not sure what happened there, but a big shout out to everyone. Nice, clean racing, and looking forward to next week.
Yeah, we certainly are looking forward to next week, and that was Aidan Schultz, the third place getter, Southern Stars Esports team. Well done. So we go to Jaden now. Do you have any last words, Jaden?
Just
Any people to thank? Any sponsors?
nah, not really. Just
All right, so you're all good. Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah,
There's plenty
everyone
to
for
thank,
the
mate.
broadcast and everything, and looking forward to the next one. Cheers.
Fantastic, Jaden. That's Jaden Edmonds, second place getter in the number 99 car. And now we will go to the winner of the round. And this is Sam. Sam, any last words, mate?
Thanks Global iRacing Leagues for putting up this series. I know there's been a recent management takeover, I should say, or change around. So I'm happy that these cars, are still in the series, because I loved them last season and they're still going. Very happy with that. So thank you Global iRacing Leagues for putting up series that I get to race in and enjoy. Thanks to Dolby Racing Team for putting on a nice show. Thank you very much for that. And I also like to thank the other drivers for coming up and making a race of it. If there's no one here to race, it's not much of one. So thanks everyone who joins and has a go of it. And I'd like lastly to thank my team, Team Bushfink Racing, who I've been with for a fair few years. Grandfather Sam, I think I should be called. I think I'm the oldest one in the mob. So thanks to them, Team Bushfink Racing. And that's it. Thank you all.
Fantastic, Sam. That was a great win. That was Sam Kouzanos, your race winner for the Global iRacing League Indycar Series. This was round 5 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. Next week, round 6, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is the Indy 300. It is on the ovals, so do tune in. Do tune into the Dolby Racing Team channel and catch that live next week. But to all the viewers out there, please don't go away. We do have a few more messages. So thank you very much. Pete. Oh. Turn me off though, eh?